Oh, that'll be
That's
nice.
gonna be so easy.
That's gonna be great.
Good morning, beautiful people. It is a beautiful spring morning here at the end of April already. I can't believe it. The super hot weather will be here before I'm even ready. So kind of on that note of, you know, summer temperatures and things like that, something that has made life easy in here in the greenhouse is I put in a drip line in here. It's nothing special. It's a soaker hose that I attach to the hose, and then I have a timer that the hose is on. Well, it has made watering in here just a breeze. So we opted for getting some actual like drip line stuff. We got it from Farmer's Friend. We also have a new trellising system we're going to try out this year, also from Farmer's Friend. We thought it looked pretty cool. So that's kind of what I'm going to be doing today. We are getting ready to plant our tomatoes in this greenhouse, and I need to kind of address the trellising system. Last year, what we did, we used tomato hooks to hang like a string, and we tied up the tomatoes that way, and it worked pretty good. It was just a hassle when you needed to, you know, get the hook down and tie up the tomatoes higher. This year it's a little bit different. It's got these wire hooks, great big long 6-foot long hook, and you reach up here, and then that wire will go down to your tomato. This one in the middle needs to be moved because we're not growing in the middle of the greenhouse. We'll be doing all of our growing over here. Not that big of a deal. So, name of the game today is I'm gonna get this drip line in. That way I'm not trying to work around tomatoes already planted. Dragging hoses and things like that while there's tomatoes all the way in the ground sounds like a good way to smash a lot of tomatoes. And so I'm not about to do that. And then I will get this trellis system in.
Is that a watering system?
Yep. There's the bag of fittings. We got a timer with it, and then the various bits and bobs that we'll need to hook everything up. I believe that is the line. I think that's like the main line section. And I haven't opened that one yet, so I'll open that one and see what's in there. So I can do that right now. All right, this is for our tomato trellising system. I'm gonna figure out how I'm laying this out, and then I'll get all my lines in, and hopefully be ready to go. So this is a little bit different than I was expecting. That is a hose connection, and then we've got PVC. I could hook this directly up to PVC if I had like water lines in, but for right now it's just going to be hooked up to probably the same hose that I'll use for watering that side of the greenhouse. But this side, I don't know, I may have to fast track getting some water throughout the property. I can already tell you this is going to be awesome. Something I find really interesting is I've put in drip line systems. I mean, I remember helping my papa do it in his garden. I remember my dad doing it, and then I did it. I did landscaping right out of high school, and like every single system is different, but they're generally the same concept. I've done drip emitters. I've done where you run a big line and you have to walk along and poke holes in it to, you know, put your individual sprinklers. Like there's a million different ways, Every company has, you know, their own system. I believe this is Toro, I think is the brand name. And it looks pretty straightforward. You run the line has little drip holes every foot, and then you just hook that up to your main, and that'll be where you supply water. But, you know, I'm not very familiar with this exact system, so we just bought a kit. It was supposed to have everything in it. And as far as I can tell, it does. There's just no instructions, so I'm kind of figuring it out as I go along. I haven't got on the internet yet and looked it up, but pretty sure I can figure out this system. I think these are the ends. These are plugs. Those would be couplers. Those are staples. Let me grab that big line. I'm going to bring it right in through here. Hook these lines to it, and then hopefully hook the system up to a hose and we'll have water. It's always scary poking holes in your pipe. Oh, I hope this is the right spot. Okay. Okay. We're hooked up. Just have to go out here, hook up this. That's it. Wow, that's pretty simple. Guess I'll get all of this straightened out here in a second, but I'm gonna finish hooking this up and get some water running, purge the line, and came with some staples, so maybe I'll staple the lines so they don't move. Now, just for the sake of messing things up, they gave me about 20 feet of that bigger hose. I think I'm going to leave it long, and I'll just put this on the end rather than cut it to length. Just in case I change my mind of where it's going or how I'm doing it. Pretty sweet how simple this system is. Alright, I'm going to go turn on the hose and hook this up. While I'm walking up here to turn the hose on, I would actually like to say something. Towards the end of the season last year, I kept on having issues with forgetting to turn the hose off when I would go to fill up the pig pen, and there was a day that I flooded the pig pen. I don't really like doing that. It's kind of frustrating. A kind viewer took it upon herself to send me a inline hose timer. It came at the end of the season. I stuck it in the shed, didn't touch it until we started watering stuff again. I got that thing out. That's a lifesaver. It is really nice. Like, I know it takes about 20 minutes to fill up one of the pig's 55-gallon drums. Go over there, set, you know, 15-20 minutes. Don't have to worry about it. So it's been pretty cool. Thank you, Cheryl. Let's set it up to about, I don't know, half an hour. That should give me enough time to do what I need to do. All right, water is flowing. This is the purge the line. Make sure everything's flowing the way it's supposed to. Get this all not kinked anymore. That one's already flowing. That one's already flowing. And here goes this one. Oh, that's kind of cool. Even just flowing, they're already starting to drip. That's pretty cool. It's kind of cool. Each section has a valve. Two ways to do it. I think these are what you use to shut the end of the hose. But if that doesn't work, I could always just take one of these, put it on the end, and close the valve. So, I'm going to try these. Just a tiny little emitter, a tiny little hole. You can see it dripping off my hand. That's perfect. That's going to actually help us with watering so much. I am so excited to have this system in here, and I think what's kind of cool is I've got enough materials It's not going to be very much to run some over here for the potatoes. The soaker hoses I got, it's just a soaker hose from Lowe's. It works okay, and it's been getting the job done, but if you've ever used a soaker hose, the start of the hose lets out a lot of water, and the very end of the hose doesn't hardly let water out at all. These are watering evenly, which is awesome. Guess that's it on the drip line. What I need to do next is there is a wire right here in the center. I actually need to move that further that way. Or I guess what I could do is I could actually take it down and move it to basically between, I don't know if you guys can even see that. I have a wire right up there and then a wire right here that my remote thermometer is hanging from. I think I'm actually just gonna do that. I'm gonna take this wire down that's in the middle right here, and I'm just gonna move it to right there. Finger pincher 2000. There's like all kinds of bugs up here in the top.
Yeah. They're all stuck.
All right, now the real quest is to not poke a hole in the greenhouse.
Yeah, don't do that.
Okay.
Alrighty. Cool. There you go. Alright, cool. Oh, that'll be
That's
nice.
gonna be so easy.
That's gonna be great.
So now that I got the wires moved to where they need to be, we can talk about this tomato trellising system. Like I said in the beginning of the video, we did the tomahawks, which are these. I bent up some wire. It's got a place to wrap some string, and then you hang said tomahawk, and then you just kind of wind that string around your tomato and it supports your tomato. Oh, and we put a staple in the ground rather than tying the string off to the tomato. Yeah. I mean, honestly, it was easier than messing with the tomato cage. It was a lot cleaner.
Yeah.
It
worked.
was great.
Yeah.
It was far superior to any way we've ever done it before.
Right.
But then we saw these.
Yeah. So I was watching a video. So Farmer's Friend, who does our greenhouse, they'll do like farm tours of farms that use their products. Mm-hmm. And I was watching one, and they had this tomato trellising system, and I was like, oh, that looks so much easier than the tomahawk.
She came and she was like, hey, there's this farmer, it was a Farmer's Friend video, and he, like, way better system. You got to see this video. So we sat down, we watched this video, and as soon as I saw it, I was like,
yeah, let's do it.
First, I said, I could make that. That's some wire with a bend on the end.
Yeah.
And then we had the discussion of,
how many hours would it take
yep.
you to make it versus just buying the product, which is already done.
Yeah.
So you can buy just the clips individually, or you can buy like the whole system. So I was like, I'm going to save you the hours and hours.
I'm glad that it's done. All I had to do was move a wire.
Yeah.
And we're ready to go. We can plant tomatoes today if we want.
Yeah.
Probably not today because it's blasted hot in here.
Okay.
But I mean, maybe this evening.
We'll see.
We'll see.
Yeah. So we're gonna show you. I think it's called the Quick Clip System. We're not sponsored, so I mean, if I fail this miserably, sorry, Farmer's Friend. It is what it is. All right, we're pretending this is our tomato.
Actually, that's a piece of last year's tomato.
Okay. Well, we're pretending it's a current tomato, a current live tomato, and so pretend it's like growing from the ground. And then here's the wire that we've hooked up, and then here's our clip. So the tomato would go in there, and then you kind of squeeze it closed until it opens again. Sit your wire in there.
Come on, camera.
And let go.
Do that again. The camera wasn't cooperating.
Okay, we'll do that again. All right, tomato in the fuzz, so it's gonna not suffocate it to death. close the clip all the way until it opens from the inside, put the wire in, and then it grabs.
That's
Ta-da!
awesome.
Isn't that amazing?
I'm
so fast.
I am very much looking forward to trellising this way.
So now we don't have to fiddle with.
Yeah, that was what was miserable.
The tomahawk system was awesome, but it was time consuming because we had to come out here,
Unwind,
and
then move the string, rewind, and then once you get up to here and you've got branches, it was kind of obnoxious.
Yeah.
You know, you're snaking this string around. Honestly, it was easier to pull the hook down and, you know, wind it and then let string out and rehook it. But because, I mean, this top wire up here is like 8 feet off the ground.
Yeah, so there was a lot of like...
We had a step stool in here permanently.
So when I saw this, I was like, that's it. That's the answer. We don't have to fiddle with the strings anymore. I'm super excited. So this is going to be great. Obviously you can see they don't go all the way to the ground, and I did get the longest ones, but I mean our tomatoes, you know, once they're tall enough to need support, they're gonna hit about that size anyways. So look,
that's cool? the new tomato trellising system.
Like I said, we're not affiliated, but I'll pop a link for the system below for anybody who might be looking for it.
Pretty cool.
It's pretty cool. And I imagine, like I said, you can get just the clips, so you could probably even use this on like a cattle panel system maybe, if you wanted to.
Well, like this right here, this is the same diameter as the high tensile fence wire. It's like I don't know, a little less than 1/8 of an inch.
Yeah. So if you needed to rig up your own system.
Yeah, you could buy, if you had a roll of wire lying around and you were so inclined to straighten the wire and put a hook on the end,
you could do that.
You could totally do it.
Or you
I didn't do it this time.
Just buy the system.
Yeah, or you could just buy it.
I was going for saving you time.
Which is, like I said, needed.
Yeah, so there you go.
All right.
Cool.
Let's get out of this hot greenhouse.
All right.
It is pretty warm outside, and for the most part, I'm done doing the stuff outside that I need to do. So I'm gonna do a, I guess, inside project. I could probably do this in the barn, but I'm gonna do it right here. Oh, I think I need a taller. Gotcha. All right, my wind chime. I made this wind chime long time ago. I probably made it back in like 2010. It's been through a lot. It hung on our front porch in California for like 7 or 8 years. I had actually taken it to my parents' house because when we sold our house, we packed everything into a pod, and this somehow got forgotten, and I ended up taking this to my mom's house and just hung it on her back porch. Well, then in, I think it was 2021, they came out and visited us to see the place, and they brought the wind chime when they came. I hung it up, but it needed to be restrung. So I did, I finally restrung it, but the string that I used was just like some survey string that I would say I got about a year out of it before it started breaking down. Like the wind catcher, I mean, that string fell apart quick. So I still have the original roll of string that I used to string this. I have a newer roll that looks like the same stuff. So I'm gonna go grab that. I'm gonna use that stuff. We'll try it with some newer string. But if all else fails, I can go grab that probably 20-year-old roll of string that's down in the barn somewhere, and I'll use that. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So I believe all I need to do is just cut a length of string and nail that length, because they're all the same length. So it's just a whole bunch of standing here cutting string. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. First one. One of Meg's crochet hooks for the wind. Pull the string around. There's a pin hammered in that the string hangs off of, I just put a loop through, and then I just get that string looped around. And now the pipe will hang. Now the way I did this, I just take my ring, go around the outside of the ring, and now the string is held tight.
Why are you gonna put that right there?
Just for a minute.
Hold that about right there. Okay, lift it. Okay, let that come down. The hard part is trying to get this to where it'll sit flat. Okay. Do I have enough room? Barely. Ta-da! It's not as pretty as it used to be, but it's not painted. It's just, you know, just aluminum. It was just made out of scraps. Like, these were just remnants I had went and bought, and I was working late one Saturday, and I was finished with all my work. I asked my boss if I could make a wind chime. He looked at me all crazy. He said, "I don't care. Just make sure it's off the clock." So that was a stayed late Saturday afternoon or Saturday evening project. Like a decade and a half ago, now that I think about it. Now the hard part, getting it back up where it was hung. That thing has not made noise in probably about 6 months. It was like headed into winter. We had a pretty big storm, and the wind catcher part of the clapper just snapped off. So it's been sitting up there on the shelf above the sink, and then if we have really strong wind, then it's strong enough to blow the metal, and the metal against metal sounds really harsh, whereas the, you know, nice wood clapper against the metal sounds great, as you can probably hear. So this is kind of one of those unnecessary projects, but I felt it was necessary. It's like, you know what, this is the time of year where we always have the doors and windows open, and we just enjoy the outside, and I really enjoy wind chimes, especially like the big pretty sounding ones.
Yeah.
So there you have it. That was a complete sidetrack for what we normally are doing, but you know, this is real life. This is the odd things that we do every now and then.
Yeah.
You're gonna completely fill up.
It is, I know.
Are these fatties or
Those
cherries?
are fatties, I believe.
I want all the cherries on the inside.
On the inside, okay.
You want me to lay them out and you plant them?
Sure, please do it.
Cody's my favorite chicken.
Is she your favorite? No, leave it there.
It smells like tomatoes in here.
It does smell like tomatoes in here.
Welcome to your new home, tomatoes. Grow!
Yeah, there's another pot.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm so glad we're doing this now instead of last night at 5 o'clock.
Yeah. There's the water. You excited?
I am excited. This is gonna be awesome.
Good.
What a beautiful sight.
Yes.
Seeing tomatoes in here again.
So nice.
So we opted to do tomatoes in the cool of the morning rather than the heat of the afternoon.
Yes.
And this was a way better decision.
Yeah, I think they'll be happier for it too. We didn't want to roast the poor things. So.
Didn't want to roast us.
No. So this worked out great.
Well, that's going to do it for us for today, so we'll catch you guys on the next one.
Bye.